Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Author's Corner, a creative writing group of students in the Mathematics and Science Academy at UTRGV. My name is Amy Frazier, a lecturer in the Department of Writing and Language Studies, who launched this program under the leadership of Dr. Wilma Smetter, Principal of MSA, along with the much appreciated assistance of Melissa Peña Montes, MSA's Program Manager. After studying creative writing in Oxford, I applied my newly acquired skills to write and publish a novelette entitled Brujeria in South Texas, scheduled to be released this year in Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other bookstore outlets in the U.S. and the U.K. Since its inception of Author's Corner at the onset of spring semester 2020, I mentored, coached, and instructed a dynamic group of students with a propensity to author intriguing stories. Everyone has a story to tell. The key element, paramount in creative writing, lies in the ability to tell a good story that comes from the heart, mind, and soul of the individual, whose uniqueness is tantamount to a person's fingerprints. No two stories are exact duplicates in its originality. Even a subtle change in a similar theme adds nuance and dimension to a story that yields unexpected outcomes and an element of surprise that often allows the characters to come alive, leading the author to explore a new direction he never imagined. Currently in our 5th consecutive semester, MSA students continue to produce entertaining short stories and fiction published in the Writer newspaper. We are so excited and honored to engage for the first time this semester as participants in UTRGV's Vaquero Radio. Thank you for this opportunity. We hope you enjoy hearing today's oral presentation. The spotlight shines on one of our talented students as Writing Warrior of the Week in Author's Corner.
May is the month of mental health awareness. This is dedicated for the people who have experienced the challenges that come from mental illnesses. Imperfections Make Us Who We Are, by Salma Olvera. Daisy had always thought that her father was perfect, but as soon as she turned 8, she realized otherwise. No one prepared her on how to react when there's a family member with a mental illness. The responsibility that Daisy took when she let out her first breath was massive, and she was unprepared. Ever since she could remember, her father had struggled with bipolar and schizophrenia. But even though this caused obstacles, she learned to overcome them. Seeing her father struggle with such illness forced her to mature at a young age, and there was no going back. Seeing her family struggle for about 14 years was not fun, but it made her endure challenges and pursue goals to overcome the trials at home. Daisy had been very naive as a child and was oblivious to the challenges her father faced. It was an inevitable responsibility that she took when she inhaled her first breath. She saw her father change his mood from one second to the next, and she would ask herself if she had done anything wrong. Daisy knew nothing about mental illnesses, and she was finally able to put the pieces together at the age of 10. She learned to keep this a secret from all her friends, and not because she was embarrassed, but because she did not want pity. Unconsciously, every time one of her father's episodes occurred, she gained courage and learned to mature. Many would think that maturing at a young full age is bad, but it has its benefits. This led her to thrive and make the most of her education. School would distract her as well as sports and clubs that she joined. Ironically, her father's mental illness helped her achieve so many accomplishments. She started earning higher grades, and she learned her second language. Daisy's relationship with God increased in so many levels, and instead of asking him why she was going through this, she thanked him for making her stronger. People tell her how great her father was before his mental illness, and she believes them because some days she would get to see the real him. Daisy believes that her father is one of the strongest people she knows because she has seen the challenges and distress that her father has endured. This obstacle that Daisy's family and her faced was the hardest but also the greatest undisguised blessing ever. She knows now that if it were not for the challenges that she faced, she would not be the person she is today. She is positive, cheerful, optimistic every day of her life, and it is all thanks to her father. Daisy believes that her father is one of the strongest people she knows because she has seen the challenges and distress that her father has endured. This obstacle that Daisie's family and her faced was the hardest but also the greatest undisguised blessing ever. She knows now that if it were not for the challenges that she faced, she would not be the person she is today. She is positive, cheerful, optimistic every day of her life, and it is all thanks to her father. She looks around and she tries to treat everyone with kindness because she does not know what they are going through. Most importantly, she has learned to forgive her father, forgive the world, and forgive herself.